Kajol, it's wonderful to have you back on Film Companion and back on screen.
Thank you so much.
And you do this amazing thing. You make a film and then you just go away. And then like 2-3 years.
Why is it an amazing thing?
Well, it's amazing because it's like you don't miss a beat and you come back to it as seamlessly as though.
But isn't that what good friendships are all about?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're able to pick up where you left off.
Yeah, it really is. Like acting and you is
good friends.
Is good friends. But you said that this is because you're a combination of lazy and choosy.
Yes, definitely.
So do you not read the scripts you get, or do you not like what you get?
I don't like to read scripts generally, even though I am a big reader.
Yeah.
I prefer to hear it narrated to me. That's one of my quirks. Another thing is that I am generally really choosy. I'd rather not do a film than do one that I liked so and were iffy about.
So it's just whenever it strikes you, you're back.
Exactly. Lightning could strike twice or thrice a year. If I was lucky, but
it hasn't so far. Dilwale was
lightning doesn't strike so often.
3 years ago. 3 years ago, no?
Yes.
So as I was seeing the promos of Helicopter Ila, I was thinking that this idea of the sort of middle-aged woman reinventing herself and really finding her voice beyond the children and beyond the home has really kind of become a recurring trope. Sridevi, of course, did it so wonderfully in English Winglish.
I know, she was awesome.
Vidya in Tumhari Sulu, Madhuri did it with Bucket List, and now you're doing it with Helicopter Ila. Why do you think this idea is so powerful?
Honestly, Helicopter Ila, let me just clarify that in the whole list of films that you've put in, is not like all the rest.
It's more about parenting.
It's more about parenting. It's more about the relationship of a mother and son. But I wouldn't say mother and son so much as I would say two people. I mean, the issues are the same. It's about space. It's about claustrophobia. It's about all those things that we have in probably every relationship, whether it's a husband and wife, mother and son, or even for that matter, best friends. Yes, it is about reinventing herself in a way, but it's not even reinvention, more like a rediscovery.
Of what she had.
Of what she had and what she used to be. So there's a line in the trailer actually where he turns around and he's like, that's all you do all day. All you do is take care of me. And she's like, but if I don't take care of you, what will I do? So he's like, what happened to that Ila that you tell me about, that you talked about, that same woman? Are you that same woman who, used to sing and dance and do all these things? And she's like, yeah, but I don't understand. What are you trying to say? So she still doesn't get the point till it's explained to her in a much more traumatic way. So it's more of a discovery of finding out pieces of yourself that you've lost. Coming back to your question, since I went off on a tangent for so long. The reason why I think we all do it is because we see it so much.
It's so much around us.
It's so much around us, and I think every one of us has probably gone through it.
Yeah.
Including Sridevi, including Madhuri, including me for that matter. I remember, I think when Nissa was about 3 years old, I realized suddenly I'm one of those people who is like grown up on music all my life. I had the most amazing musical collection from cassettes to CDs and eventually to, on my phone. And I realized somewhere down the line, 3 years after she was 3 years old, I realized that I had not sat down and listened to music, or I had not even switched on my music. I hadn't gone back to it for 3 years. Somehow it had just escaped me and I had lost that part of myself that enjoyed the music and that chilled and had fun with it. And of course I went back and found it all over again and I redid my whole musical collection, etc. But my point is that it can happen to anybody and everybody feels that connection to it, that shit, I've been there.
I stopped reading. Like I became illiterate when I had my kids because just no time.
Exactly. And it's not because you consciously set out to do it.
Yeah.
It's not because somebody tells you that this is what is going to happen to you, or it's not even a preconceived notion or childhood conditioning that you are reacting to. It's just something that happens very naturally, very normally, and it happens to you so slowly and subtly that you don't even realize it's happening till one day you wake up and you're like, was that me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are close to Ila in the sense that your daughter is now a teenager.
Yeah.
The film, of course, has been produced by your husband. It feels like, as an actor, you're very much within your comfort zone. Is this by design?
Yes, it is by design, by mistake, almost. But no, we never set out to produce this film. I mean, we never set out to produce this film. First, he approached me to hear the script. I loved the script, and I was like, and Ajay was like, I told my husband, I was like, you know, Jay, this is a superb script. He heard the script, she's like, okay, we are so doing the script. So it went from there. And yes, it is within my comfort zone because, as you put it, it's the story of a mother and a son, and you know, it's totally doable, etc. But most importantly, I liked the way the script had been written. The way the screenplay had been written by Mitesh and Anand together, and it was done so funnily, so well, with so much of humor, and that's what I liked about the film. I liked the film that it was bright, it was alive, and when I heard the script, I could see Ela. I could just saw her making all her mistakes. I saw her being an idiot, and at the same time, you like her and you forgive her also. For all her stupidity, for all her idiocy, for all her screaming at him overprotectiveness and OCD and everything, you still forgive her for everything, even hearing the script. So I knew that I was just going to like love doing her.
But does it stretch you, Kajol, as an actor?
I think Dada has stretched me as an actor.
Really?
And I think, yeah,
is he tough?
He's awesome. He's just amazing as an actor. I think every actor looks for a director that will be able to take something unexpected out of them. Yes, it is what you're pushed to do in certain spaces, but it's also what they very sweetly, easily just take out of you, and you don't even know, you never looked at a scene this way, or you never looked at it at a situation this way. And that's exactly what he did. And of course, his sense of humor is outstanding. Have you met him?
Of course.
Yeah. So he's just amazing. His sense of humor is
it's
just
a very
so
deadpan face.
So bang on and fully Bengali, and yeah, so it was so much fun to work with him. And he and I had this fabulous, we were so on the same page where Ela was concerned. Yeah, totally.
You know, before Hichki, I talked to Rani and I was saying, what's next? And she said, it'll depend on the response to this film. And I said to her that, but at this point, you have nothing to prove, right? Why are you invested in whether this film works or doesn't work? And she said, look, I'm also bit by the bug of being a popular actor. I have to be a star. I can't be an actor for 20 people. Is it the same for you?
You know, my reasoning is different. I feel that my reasoning, I work for myself. First and foremost, after that for everybody else. But I think, I wouldn't say popular actor, that's not my this thing, but I definitely want to do films that I want to watch. I want to do films that I will be able to watch down the line, and I want to do films that that suit where I am today. Also, I also want to do good scripts. I also want to work with people that I like. So it makes for a very, makes a lot of criteria for me to do a film per se.
But are you invested in box office?
Yes, it matters to me up to a certain extent. But beyond that, I mean, like, I don't get depressed if a film does not do well or does not do as well as I thought it would or not. No,
you just move on?
I move on. I move on to the next thing. I think somewhere down the line, it's because of the fact that I believe that what I have done for it also matters to me more than anything else. Like, I have worked 300% for it. It's a question of luck, fate, and somebody else's whatever that has made the film work or not work, but I have done my 100%. My job in this film was to do my 300%, push it as much as I could, and I have done that to the best of my ability. And I can say that with true honesty today, to my work today, that I have done that with each and every one of my films, whether I believed in them or I didn't.
So you have done a few where you did believe in them?
No, I have definitely done a few where I didn't believe in them.
But you still gave it your all.
I did, and I believe
but that must be so hard, no?
That is hard, but at the same time, that's my job. That is my job. You've signed me on as an actor. That is my professionalism. That tomorrow, whether you like the person sitting opposite you or not, you still have to interview them, make it look interesting, and make them look interesting at the same time.
Yeah, but this is half an hour, and that's like, you know,
300 days.
Yeah, 300 days. That's much, much harder.
Exactly why I don't want to work with people that I don't like.
Yeah, first question, do I like this one? Yeah, no, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's very important to really like, because the process is so hard.
I think more than like, also you have to be able to communicate with the person sitting opposite you. It really is important to be able to talk freely and be on the same page. Like, if I don't like what is happening, I should be able to come up to you and tell you that this is not working.
Right.
Because as an actor, I will be probably one of the few people on set who will be able to tell you whether it's working or not. Because the actor is the first person who figures out whether the magic is happening on screen or not.
You just sense it.
You sense it. You know for a fact that it's going to work or it's not working. After that, the cameraman and the director and all, when they put it all together, then they realize, oh, this is great. Or the director first, because obviously he sees the shot better. But it's always the actors on set who know that something has happened. Good actors.
You've been an actor and a star for 26 years.
Yeah.
Are you at peace with the scrutiny, the criticism, the judgment, or does it still somewhere, does it get to you?
I'm at peace with myself. I judge myself. I critique myself. As far as other people's opinions and criticisms are concerned, I've learned to take that with a pinch of salt, because I feel till today that I am probably one of my harshest critics.
Really?
I really am. I'm brutally honest with myself, especially for my performances and stuff like that. I am a little subjective as far as the film is concerned. But I think most of the time I am very, very brutally honest with myself as to what kind of work I have done and whether it's working or it's not working on screen. And I know when I'm lying.
Really?
So I can't fool myself.
So everybody else is a second opinion.
Yeah, I think it works better for me also like that. I think most of the times everybody has a phone and everybody has an opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. So everybody has a phone, and the saying is something else, as we all know. But yeah.
Yeah, and you can only pay that much attention.
Exactly.
But given that everybody has a phone and an opinion, what are the rules then, Kajol, for showbiz parenting? I mean, the sort of backlash that was generated by Suhana's Vogue cover. How do you protect your kids as they step out into the world?
I think that all you can do, honestly, is to shore them up with your love, your support, and hope and pray that all the parenting that you've done before that takes effect, that all the stuff that you have said to them about the ego and about who you are that matters more than what you look like or a collection of features or anything like that. I think that's the only thing that you can hope and pray works for them as people. And that's something that is so scary as a parent. It takes a lot of courage. Hats off to Gauri and Shah Rukh for that matter, to even allow Suhana to go out there. I wouldn't say allow, I know that's the wrong word, but as parents, you always want to protect your children.
Absolutely.
And you know for a fact, as a star, as a celebrity, that things will always be much more tougher for your children because they will be judged by you, especially if you're a success. If you were a failure, probably they'd be judged with a little more sympathy and a little more, oh so sweet. But when you're a success, it's always tougher for them and will always be tougher for them in whichever arena they are, not only in the film industry. Yes, they will be watched, whatever they choose to do with it. So yes, it's a very tough decision for both Shah Rukh and Gauri. Very brave decision on their part to let Suhana come into this world.
I always get the sense that Ajay is just the coolest guy. He just seems like nothing ruffles him.
Yeah.
Is that a correct impression?
I think overall he is a very, very cool guy. I think he's a very logical person.
Right.
So everything
he doesn't seem dramatic.
Yeah, the drama comes from me. So
that's the deal.
That's the deal, yeah. How do you think our household runs? So everything that reaches from point A to point B in a scientific, logical manner is all understood, and anything that defies that point A to point B, like nature, like his daughter, like things like that, they all create this sort of little mini typhoon and mini tsunami that goes on in his head. That it's not to be faced today, here and now. Yeah.
So essentially, you're cooler than he is.
In that respect, yes.
Much.
Yes.
What have you learned from him?
I've learned organization from him.
Is he very
I've
good?
learned his mobile number on speed dial.
Is he very good at sort of being organized?
He is. He's superb, and I have to say that about him. So wherever I'm going or wherever the kids are going and all that, he's the one who organizes everything for us, down to the last minute detail. So he's superb at it. He is one of those people who gives people a lot of room. Like, he'll meet you. He may have an opinion about you, but he'll still let you go on. He'll still let you go on and on and on, and then eventually it'll depend on how you treat him for him to treat you in a long period of time. I'm more the instant judge you, hate you, get out of my sight kind of person.
Oh no, I'm suddenly nervous.
But you're sitting on the chair for the last 20 minutes. Don't worry.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Take it easy. One sip of coffee.
So is that hard, Kajol, being such dramatically different people? Or is that what makes it interesting?
I think it is what makes it interesting as well. But like I said, I did learn from him. I think so. I'm a little better. I wait 20 minutes. No, but I think I am a little better than I was.
No, you are.
I am much better.
I remember coming to interview you like maybe 20 years ago, and you had a book in your hand, and you looked up and you're like, yeah. And you just said, like, rattled off the answers, and you went back to reading, and that was it. Like, you were not interested in this interview at all. You're
but
way better.
I gave you an answer.
You did give it. You did.
Didn't I? Was it intelligent?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
It was.
It must have been coherent, intelligent, and that's exactly what you came for.
It was.
So yeah, I can still go back to my reading. I have that switch on, switch off ability.
Tell me, what have you learned, Kajol, as an artist after 26 years? What is the wisdom about acting that you have now that you know when you did DDLJ and when you did Kuch Kuch Hota you didn't have?
I think I did DDLJ and Kuch Kuch Hota pretty much on gut instinct. There was a certain technique to it, but I didn't really have that much of skill, I would say. I've also realized that acting is not that much of skill. For instance, Tanisha went to this college in Australia, and they had some acting classes. She never went for it, but I went to see what was happening in it. They did trust exercises, and they did, things like sitting in front of 20 people and crying. And I realized that's exactly what an actor is. An actor is somebody who can be completely honest and is not afraid to make a fool out of himself in front of a variety of people. It doesn't matter who's in front of you, and you're still open. An actor is a fool who goes on to be a fool and continues to be a fool in front of a variety of people, and vulnerable, and even though they may or may not reciprocate that back, but he or she will have to continue to be that to be a good actor. So that's my wisdom. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Shocking, no?
No.
You're looking at me a little bit like, I think I expected a slightly more flippant answer.
Not at all. Yeah. But I've never heard an actor described as a fool. And you're right. You know, it's like the fool in Shakespeare. There would always be
exactly
that one character.
It's the fool in the tarot.
Yeah.
It's the fool in the tarot.
And is it, Kajol, easier now, or is it harder because you have to sort of keep reinventing and not rely on the expressions you've had for 26 years?
When I was shooting for We Are Family, I realized that everything that we had learned over the last God knows how many years had to be relearned. We had to relearn.
But why
actors,
that specific
because
film?
It was just not, because I don't know what happened during that film, but I was shooting for that film and I realized, I said, this is not working. Like I told you, actors are the first people to know on set whether something is working or it is not working. They just know it. They know whether they are working or they are not working. And I knew for a fact that it was not working. And I realized somewhere down the line that this Formula 44 expression that we thought and we knew worked from experience over the past God knows how many films was just not working anymore. So we have to relearn, we have to become re-honest, we have to modify, we have to forget everything, we have to unlearn everything that we've learned so far, just so that we can learn something new after that. So that's a pretty much a very intricate thing that probably I went through at that point of time.
You know, Karan was telling me about how in between shots during DDLJ, he would run after you to comb your hair because you couldn't care less. And
yeah, he was very, very good.
Yeah, he said I would just, I'd just try and keep the hair down and just
smooth, silky, straight.
Smooth, silky,
my
straight.
hair is pretty much an extension of my personality. Difficult to get it silky, smooth, straight.
But Kajol, you have, to me, you are way prettier now than...
I agree.
Don't you agree?
I totally agree.
But tell me this, Would you today be okay with being unattractive on screen if the role demanded it?
It would depend, like I said, it would depend on the character. It would depend if I could get away with looking good in my own way.
Then you'd want to look good in that role as well.
Of course, I would try my very best to make an unattractive cool. Yeah.
So is there a vanity there now?
A very hard-earned vanity, I would say. I didn't believe at one point of time that I was beautiful. I never believed it. I didn't believe it for a number of years. I believed that I was attractive. I believed that I was cool. I believed that I was interesting. I still am all those three things. But beauty was a collection of features that other people had and I didn't.
Really?
I didn't believe that I was beautiful. I think now when you tell me that you're looking stunning today.
Yeah.
And you're glowing today. You're looking much more beautiful today than you did at 16. And honestly, it's because I believe that I'm beautiful today. It's because I have that confidence in myself and I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, damn!
Good for you. Good for you.
Exactly. And I really believe that today, if I had believed that about myself then, I would have probably been looked at differently then as well. Believed it, been and looked at differently.
Right. But did you not believe or did you just not care?
I just didn't believe it. I
Really?
didn't believe it. I didn't believe it.
Because I always thought you just didn't care.
That was one of the reasons that my mother sent me for the photo session. For the photo session to Gautam's, that was one of the reasons that she sent me to the photo session actually, because my cousin sister was going for the photo session. She wanted to be an actress. So I said, come, I'll come with you. And she's like, my mom was like, why are you going over there? You might as well get your photos also taken. Just see how, the camera likes you and things like that. And I got my photos taken and my first reaction was like, wow, that's me. Really? My cousin's much better looking. And she's honestly prettier than me and stuff like that. My point is that it is because I believe it today that you believe it today. Honestly, it really is because I believe it today that you believe it today.
When did you start to believe it?
I think I started to believe it around about, I think after I had my daughter. After I had my daughter, I had this huge, I don't know, lots of things I started learning about myself, wanting to do things with myself and having epiphanies about myself, who I am as a person, who I want to be. One of those things was I looked at myself and I was like, damn, you're pretty, you're beautiful. And, I think it just grew from there. It grew from pretty to beautiful to finally gorgeous, like today.
I love it. That's just fantastic.
I'm telling you, I'm serious. I really believe this, honestly. I think till you believe it, till you look in the mirror at yourself, like lots of people, like I have a lot of people come at me and like, oh my God, ma'am, what lovely skin you have. Oh my God, ma'am, you're looking so pretty. Ma'am, what do you do to stay young? What do you do to stay young? Honestly, I just really like myself. I like my company. I enjoy myself whenever and wherever I can. I enjoy stupid slapstick humor and I crack jokes that only I understand and I'm the only one who's laughing at them also, and that's also fine. So yeah, it's a combination of everything.
What was that line Geet said na, मैं अपनी favorite हूँ.
हाँ, बिल्कुल, मैं अपनी favorite हूँ.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
If you like this video, subscribe to Film Companion. If you like this video, subscribe to Film Companion.